Chapter 3 of Superfly, the world's smallest superhero. Eugene's first day of school began on the bus, which smelled like stale corn chips and stinky armpits. Ellie sat up front with some younger bugs while Eugene grabbed an empty seat near the back of the bus where the fourth and fifth graders sat. He just started designing a new robot, one that could do homework, when his morning took a turn for the worse. "Hey, McFly, you're in my seat," boomed a voice from behind Eugene. Eugene turned to see the biggest, loudest, scariest cockroach he'd ever seen. There was no way this was a kid cockroach. He looked like a wrestler or a pro football player. He was huge. "Oh, I'm sorry," said Eugene. "I sat here because no one else was here." "That's because I was busy throwing Sid Spider out of the emergency doors at the back of the bus," said the giant roach while cracking his forelegs. After a moment of awkward silence, Eugene moved to a new seat, cramming in with some fruit flies. "Oh my God, I love your outfit," said a fashionably dressed fruit fly named Francine. "Don't let that mean cockroach bother you. Cornelius C. Roach is the biggest bully in school. He doesn't like anybody." "Hey, McFly," Cornelius said, coming after Eugene again. "I wasn't done talking to you." Before Eugene could think, Cornelius had lifted him out of his seat by his wings and dangled the fly upside down out of the window of the bus. See him? "Get ready for your head to be dunked in the toilet water," said the big bully. "Put my brother down," came a small voice. Eugene recognized it immediately. It was Ellie's. "Who's this pipsqueak?" said Cornelius, the bully. "Put him down or face my wrath," declared Ellie, and the whole bus howled with laughter. Fortunately for Eugene and Ellie, the bus stopped abruptly. They had arrived at school. Cornelius pulled the terrified fly back into the bus. "You got lucky this time, McFart," said Cornelius. "I'll be watching you. And your little brat sister." You want to see a picture of the sister? Hang on. That's Ellie, all mad, sticking up for her little brother. Eugene and Ellie were the last two off the bus. "Are you okay?" asked Ellie. "I'm fine, thanks," said Eugene. "Let's hurry, or we'll be late." He helped Ellie find her class before looking for his own. Eugene beat the tardy bell to Miss Tigermoth's fourth grade classroom, only to discover he was going to be stuck with Cornelius all year, who was sitting near the back of the room. "Are you kidding me?" Eugene said under his breath. "That giant cockroach is only in fourth grade. What are they feeding him?" Eugene took a seat by the door, just in case he needed to make a quick getaway. Miss Tigermoth began calling roll. "Precious Butterfly, here. Bubba the Beetle, here. Carlos Caterpillar, here. Reed Centipede, here. Cornelius C. Roach. Cornelius C. Roach. Cornelius C. Roach." Cornelius didn't answer because he was too busy giving Eugene the stink eye. Eugene pretended not to notice. Later that same day in gym class, Coach Caterpillar decided to start the year with a weightlifting competition to test everybody's strength. Eugene knew he wouldn't be the strongest bug in class, but he hoped to be somewhere in the middle where he could blend in and go unnoticed. Cornelius went first and everyone cheered on, mostly because they were afraid of what he'd do to them if they didn't. Of course, the King Kong of roaches came in first place. He barely beat Andy Ant, but that's because ants are really strong for their size. Eugene came in last, dead last. He couldn't even lift the bar. This day was turning up roses for Eugene, meaning it was horrible, because flies hate the smell of roses. "Shut up, nerd, before I crack you like a walnut," said Cornelius. Eugene thought it was a reasonable request if it kept him from being pummeled. That means to get beat up, pummeled. As he lined up to go back to class, Cornelius snatched Eugene's top secret robot notebook right out of his hands. "Hey, look, give me back my notebook," said Eugene. "No," said the cockroach, thumbing through the pages. "This thing is great. A robot that eats your vegetables, a robot that does your laundry, a robot that pushes everything under your bed. That's a clean my room robot," Eugene said. See the guy reading Eugene's notebook, the mean bully. And then he's got the robot that eats your vegetables, washes your clothes, makes up your bed, and cleans your room. Whatever. Here's a robot that has a pizza oven in its butt. I love this. It's mine. A robot pizza oven butt. Cornelius scuttled down the hall with Eugene's notebook. When will I ever learn? Eugene thought out loud. Nice flies always finish last. That's the end of chapter 3.